Welcome back, everybody. We're back here for another episode of the podcast. As you probably noticed, we're not on the same setup. Unfortunately, we're not in the studio. We haven't been able to get in there lately because life has just got in the way. So apologies for that. We are gutted, aren't we, Chris?
Yeah, we'll be back in next week. I think we're back in, and
Mm.
obviously we've had all the jockey chats as well, interviews. Um, so yeah, we've been busy with that and other bits, but we'll be back in next week.
Yeah, we've been with Cameron Isles. We've been Ross Orion. You know, spreading ourselves thin and putting ourselves, amongst these famous people, mate.
Yeah, we've got a few more booked coming soon, haven't we? Which
We
we
do.
shall. But yeah, so a couple
Mm.
more booked at some point. But yeah, we're definitely back in next week.
Yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed it so far. We won't reveal any names, but we wanted to make an episode today while we're out the studio. We wanted to just touch base with everybody and go through some of the upcoming races. We've got another episode that's going to be featured around the opening of the jump season. I know that seems a bit backwards, but I recently went to Cheltenham. I've got some bits and pieces I want to talk about around that, but I want to do that in the studio. So
Mhm.
today, mate, we said that we are going to talk about some of the action tomorrow, because today is Thursday. So some of the action
Mhm.
tomorrow. And we want to talk about some of the action for Saturday as well. It's a big weekend for the flat, because the curtain comes down on it after Breeders' Cup.
Over to the Americans.
I know. So on the Friday, we've got a few races here. One of which is the Juvenile Sprint. Now the Juvenile Sprint is on the Friday, and we've also got so Lake Victoria races. Got the Juvenile Turf, the Breeders' Turf, and the Cup as well. So
Yeah, we can go through a few of those. I think make everyone aware. I hold my hands up. I don't know the American form, so I guess we concentrate on the British runners and just give our opinion on that.
I'd say so. So the first up, we've got the on the Friday tomorrow, race six over at Del Mar. We've got the
Del
sprint.
Mar.
Del Mar. And we've got the Breeders' Cup Sprint. Now, there's a couple of English runners in this,
At
and
the 9:45, the 21:45.
that is correct information, Chris. Yes. So the race with Big Mojo, with Whistle Jacket, um, with shareholders in there, Magnum Force, the Irish horse is in there. But I got to say, if I could, if I may, Whistle Jacket has been on, off, on, off, on, off.
Hmm.
But it's been really, really consistent. I really like him at I really like him at 6 furlongs, but he races back up five, which I find interesting. But he's just developed a bit. He's might be a bit stronger now after a good few races. Big Mojo in there as well for Mick Appleby, champion dirt trainer over here. So that's going to be really interesting. Don't know too much about don't know too much about Frankie's ride on RD of March, or shareholder for Cole Burke, but that horse is looking to bounce back. Is there anything here you like?
To be fair, if I'm going to say anything, I'm probably interested in the two. What are they? The Watton Racing colours,
Yes.
shareholder and Asterius, is it?
Yes.
There is the one. I think at a price, I would probably take a little bit of an each way go on shareholder.
To bounce back.
Started, yeah, a couple of good runs early doors. Stepped up to 6 furlong over in Deauville. I think it was Stone Last actually. Let's have a quick look. I think it was Stone Last.
Hmm.
6 furlong soft ground. Whistle Jacket won that race actually. Um, Back at 5 furlongs on, I assume it's firm out there because the Yanks always do firm, don't they?
Yeah, it is firm.
Yeah. So yeah, if I was having a play, I'd probably be looking at shareholder each way at 10-1.
10-1.
How about you?
Very nice. Big Mojo for me. I really like Big Mojo. So as I said, look, big fan of Whistle Jacket, but it's just that 5 furlong piece that's putting me off a little bit. I think he could potentially probably be better at six. He's fine at five, but probably a little bit better at six. And I think for me, it's Big Mojo. It's going to be his fifth race.
Mhm.
As I said, Mick Appleby is the champion dirt trainer over here, so he goes over there with purpose. Tom has ridden and won on Big Mojo before. and I'll be with him to do it again. He's a very, very fast horse. But at the same time, is also one that can come from a bit further back as well. I've seen it done on a couple of occasions. So he's versatile when it comes to tactics, and to me, I think he'd be ready for something like this. So 6 to 1, I was expecting him to be probably, up there towards the favourite 3.5 to 1, 4 to 1, but 6 to 1 is an absolute steal each way. So he is for me, mate.
Fair enough. You've got a mate in your background.
Oh, oh yeah. Yeah, he's looking the other way though. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that
good.
wasn't planned.
Nah, but as usual, mate, if we do put these up as shorts, everyone give us your opinions on any of the shorts we put up for sure. Let us know what your fancies are. Yeah, but we
Please
won't
do.
bang on about all of these. We'll move on.
Yeah, we should. Juvenile, the juvie on the turf, we said we'd go for. So the Phillies turf. Late Victoria tries to go 5-5.
Yeah,
Um,
I think we spoke
well,
about this one last time, didn't we? 7 furlongs first 3 races, and I think they stepped it back. It was back to 6 furlong at Newmarket, wasn't it? And we were a little bit like, oh, is that wise? If anything, looks like going up in trip.
mhm.
But I think the stiff finish at Newmarket played to her strengths, and she won comfortably, didn't she?
Yeah, she's got the inside draw here. And I'm even reading it here in front of me. It says Ryan Moore does particularly well from the inside berths.
He's gonna
So
have to, mate. He's gonna have
yeah,
to because if she misses a kick, she'll put
that's it.
herself in a whole world of trouble.
Yeah, definitely. So now I don't know a huge amount. Del Mar, is this a turning track? What type of track? Yeah, I mean, what type of track are we looking at here, people? Leave stick a comment below. Are we looking at a turning track? Are we on the straight? I did assume that because they've got quite tight as they come round the top in American races. It's really tight. They usually
Yeah.
are. They go really wide, and then they just blast home.
I think even their
So
yeah, even their 5 furlongs tend to be turning tracks, mate. I can't off the top of my head remember watching American racing where they've got a mile straight. They really are just sort of turning tracks, aren't they?
agreed. Look, does Lake Victoria win? She's 11 to 10.
If she gets out well, and absolutely, I don't see why she's not winning. Like I say, the only thing is, mate, I know we'll probably keep saying this and repeating it. I just don't know the American form overly. Um, the second favourite,
Thought process.
course and dis won twice over course and distance,
Yeah.
and won a Group 3. So who knows? Heaven's Gate, second string for O'Brien. I mean, looking on pure form, you'd say if she gets out, hand it in, then yes, she wins.
Yeah, she wins. It's all about that. It's all about that clean break. So let us know your thoughts on that. That is the juvenile fillies turf. Lake Victoria for the both of us to it looks the market is telling us that she is entitled to win based on 11 to 10, 11 to 10 the field. So we'll see what
Mhm.
happens.
You freeze
Um,
it. You like froze up then, mate?
what my screen froze?
Yeah, it might have been. Might have
Oh,
been
probably
technical.
screen. Sorry. Um, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. Now, this is the one with New Century. I know we didn't plan to. Did we plan to speak much on this? This is with Henry Matisse.
Oh, yes, because right, I'll tell
No,
you
no,
something.
wait.
No,
Let
go
me.
on.
Well, did you want to go first?
No, go on. What are you going to
Okay.
say?
Well, I'd like to point out a price in this race, if I may. This is not a tip. This is not a nap. This is not an anything. It's just something that I think is going to run well. Up in trip now. Hugo Palmer sends a horse across here. Seagulls 11, which
Yes, it was 11. Yeah, I know that horse. Run well at
which you would
sprint.
normally see O'Sheen Murphy riding. However,
Mhm.
he's on New Century, of course, who looks a proper horse that. But Seagull's 11 going into unknown territory over a longer trip. But from what I see, um, could potentially suit. It is the unknown, but it's been super consistent and has competed at the top level. But at 14 to 1, coming out of stall sevens, so somewhere in the middle,
Yeah,
it's not
good draw.
it's not too bad of a price. So at 14 to 1, I'll just keep an eye out on Seagull's 11. He's got a
Yeah,
new jockey
fair
today,
comment.
obviously, but the advantage of a British horse going over to America and having an American jockey
Yeah.
is it's just obviously they know the tracks, so there is that
Mhm.
benefit there. But it's just interesting that Hugo sends one over there, so you don't see it very often.
Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. Yeah, what I was going to say, so, oh God, so what people don't know, because we cocked this up. We did a couple of weeks ago, we talked about a horse at a massive price of Aidan O'Brien's that was going to run in the was it the Dewhurst? And it was
Mm.
66 to 1. And we heard a little whisper, and it's our own fault because we put it in the wrong episode of the podcast. So unfortunately we had to cut it out. But I also had a little whisper for something else.
What in
Um,
this race?
yeah,
You didn't tell
yeah.
me that.
No, no, I thought I'd surprise you. So, but the price has contracted slightly. It was around 12 to 1 a couple of days ago. So it's O'Brien again. So it's Henry Matisse. Um, had a little whisper. The only thing that slightly put me off is the draw. It's drawn 13 of 13, which is at the time when we were discussing it, it didn't have the draw. So that's the only slight thing. But yeah, like we had the whisper for expanded at a huge price. Little one for this. I also think the Charlie Appleby Amori City
Oh yeah,
uh, could run a good race. Again, no drawn in that stall 12. It's how they break in it, really, I suppose.
it is.
If they do get again, if they miss the break and get left behind a little bit, they're gonna have to come from the back. But yeah, that just be my take on that race. Little shout on Henry Matisse and Amori City.
Okay. Fair dues. Let us know what you like, guys. Keep stay with us. We're firing through these races because we've got a fair few to get through. So let us know what you like. That was the last one that we're going to talk about for that small selection of races there. So um, let us know. Are we then moving on to? Am I right in thinking we then move on to Saturday? I
Yeah,
believe so. I
yeah.
believe so. And
Cover
what order
cover
would
a
you like
couple
to
on
do this in?
Saturday.
Would you like to go to the? Should we finish the flat and then talk about the jumps?
Yeah, do the Breeders' Cup stuff. I think there's probably two, three races to cover in there, and then
Yeah, let's talk about the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint first, mate. This is race five, which is 7:41 on the Saturday. So there is a very short price favourite, not very short price, but Cogburn is favourite for this.
hmm
Again, an unknown quantity to us because as obviously raced purely out there.
yeah.
So
I think you're
drops back to
frozen again,
five
mate.
furlong. Frozen? No. Am I back? Am I back to you?
Apologies.
Am I back to you?
Yeah, I think you froze again there, mate.
No, no. I'm really. This is a bit weird. Okay,
It might be
sorry.
me.
Maybe. Sorry about that, guys. So we're on the sprint now. Bradzell is second favourite. Bradzell super well. What consistent isn't the word? 3 wins in a row and then comes second. Chris, we got to talk about believing here, haven't we?
Yeah, that was going to be my pick.
Do you want to just kick us off with believing?
Well, we've talked about this horse quite a lot over the summer. Um, it's always there or thereabouts. Its record in its last three races or last five races. I think it's just looking at it now 1, 3, 2, 2, 3, and they're all in proper Group One, class races. Again, the trainer says hits a bit of a flat spot, but then stays on like a train again at some
Hmm.
point. Yeah, I'd like to get it. I'd like to get red in front. Do you know what? Weirdly, I can't see the prices for a lot of these for
So
whatever reason.
believing is 9 to 1, which
9 to
is
1, okay.
yeah, which I think is a bit of an outrageous price. However, so believing is drawn stall one.
For store one again, probably.
Now the thing is with believing, I think it looks very much to me like the horse is a hold up horse, and is probably better suited to patient tactics because all the power comes towards the end of the race. However, this is a turning track. Bradzell will attempt to go for the lead, but it will be hard from
Mhm.
stall 12.
Yeah.
You've got Big Evs in there as well, which is
hmm
interesting. So there's also there's a bit of pace coming from there.
Is
but
a favourite the American thing? Cogburn,
yeah,
is it?
Cogburn. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I must have been frozen when I was talking about that. Yeah, Cogburn is the favourite at 6-4. So sort of quite short in a race of this nature. Drops slightly back in trip, coming from stall 9, but I don't know where you want to be. Do you want to be wide, or do you want to be? Well, obviously, you never want to be wide, but do you want the higher number or the lower number? But it is a turning track, so I'm assuming you
Mm.
want to be on the inside.
Again, I think most of these American races, anything up to, oh, even the sort of maybe longer distances, you want to be drawn in that sort of low middle, I
Yeah, yeah.
guess. You know, for anything from sort of three, three through six, seven,
Somewhere
those
you
sort
can
of.
just sit in. Yeah,
Yeah,
sit
break
in.
well, sit in, and then yeah, come sort of late. But yeah, like I say, Del Mar, I don't know how it races, mate. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna
I'm gonna
sit in.
give. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna give believing. I'm gonna give believing a bit of a pass on this one, I'm afraid. And the reason for that is because the stall has actually put me off a little bit. I think tactically, believing is a bit more of a hold-up horse.
Mm,
And from stall 1, I think that's going to be very tricky because you're probably forced to take a prominent position.
yeah.
And the thing is, at the other end of the scale, if the draws, what needs to happen is the draws between Bradzel and Believer need to be swapped. You need Bradzel on the
Mhm.
inside because that horse will go to the
Right,
front,
yeah.
and then you need Believing on the outside so that Ryan can get out and sit in. I know it's wide, but it's not the widest. You've got 15 stalls there, so
It could be
um,
a race that drops to the Americans, this one.
I think so. I think if the favourite's this short, got stall 9 for Cogburn. But if I had to take the Americans out of it, then I'd probably be siding with Bradsell to break quickly and get to the front. We'll see.
Mm,
But it is Bradsell, so it's Bradsell's first race on a turning track.
mm,
So turning at that speed, something the horse is not used to as well. There's ups and downs to all the British runners, mate.
mm.
So
No,
I don't know. Are you with
absolutely.
believing in the race?
Again, that store puts me off because she always tends to race midfield towards the rear, um, which
Hmm.
means that when they come around the bend, she's gonna have to come wide, and it's not impossible because she does finish so strongly in all of her races. So if she can just sit in behind and then come wide in the straight, and if she does find that kick, you never know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's believing. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, of course. Let us know your thoughts, please. That is a. I'm very much looking forward to that race. All these races kick off in the evening, don't they?
Yeah, because
So
the
yeah,
time zone, you numpty.
of course, different time because the sun orbits um, and it turns, and different people get light at different times.
Fuck me, mate. Yep.
Yeah.
Don't miss a
Let's
trick,
move
do
on.
you?
What?
Don't miss a trick, do you?
I left school at 16, mate. So I wasn't spending any longer in there. Now listen, let's move on. It's race 7. So excited for this one, mate. This is the Breeders' Cup Turf with Rebels Romance as favourite. Emily Upjohn, Luxembourg. Mate, what a race this is going to be.
Yeah. I'm gonna switch my racing post has been an absolute wanker because it's just not showing me prices. So just bear with me because I'm gonna jump onto Bet365 to get the prices
Okay.
to get my tips in.
I'm just going to go for a little bit of a rant on this one, if you don't mind.
Go
For
for
the
it.
first time in a very long time, Frankie Dettori is partnered up again with Emily Upjohn to try and finally get off the mark in quite a while. So reunited. This should suit. This should really, really suit. So it's got if he can get her fired up. There's a short straight at this track. That's what we do know. And he's coming out of stall 2. So I think prominent riding tactics are going to be deployed from Frankie on Emily Upjohn. And
Yeah.
look, we'll see. But it's about time she got her head in front. She's not my selection for the race. But before I give mine, are you ready to have a little discussion on this
No,
one?
'cause I'm having an absolute nightmare here, mate. Hang on.
So
'Cause I have an opinion, obviously, and
there is a horse for Mr. Meehan, which is Jay Arabi, ridden by Sean Levy. who is apparently supposed to have the just the right blend of speed and stamina. And this trainer's won this race twice, funny enough. So sends Jay Arabi over there, a horse that's not had many races. You could probably say is still slightly unexposed, and ready for a bit of a step up. So stepping up in trip, but
Hmm.
has the pedigree on its dad's side to be able to do it. And it's just won in France as well. So I've really liked his races over sorry, I've really liked her races over here. And I think he's more than ready to step up to the company. So I'll be going Jay Arabi, and I actually quite like this to be able to say, look, this is my probably bet of the weekend for the American racing. 6 to 1, nice each way price, people. So let me know what you think.
Brave shout, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Brave shout. Is it? Is it? It's not won over 1 mile for there before, has it?
No,
So
never. Only 1 mile too.
1 mile,
So,
isn't it?
but stepping up in trip.
Yeah.
He is stepping up in trip.
No. It's his second economics, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, yeah. There's some good form in there, mate. Some good form.
Yeah, there is. And I do think Emily Upjohn,
Emily
surely.
Upjohn,
Song.
what for the race?
Well, just with, like you say, with Vittoria back on, stall two, get out, get a nice position. Why not? Final swan song. Because I don't know if they'll keep her in training again next year. Um,
I think that'll be it.
what price is
Probably.
it?
This
Six
is
to one. Because my racing post is just being a dog, mate. I just can't say
JRRB
anything.
is 6 to 1, and Emily Upjohn is 7 to 2. So look, 3.5 to 1. But Rebels Romance leads the field at 11 to
I think
4.
my internet full stop's just being a dog, mate. To be fair.
Okay, well we'll pinch what we can. I'm sure everybody will bear with us. We're able to get our facts across anyway. So you're saying Emily Upjohn for it?
Yeah, I think so, mate. Apologies and apologies to everyone else. I think my internet's just being a bit of an arse at the moment. So apologies if I'm in and out a little bit. Um,
Um, we should move on to the
mhm.
classic. Uh,
Cool.
this is going to be one hell of a swan song. Talking of swan songs, if City of Troy um, is able to land the Breeders' Cup Classic,
Hmm.
is he going to land this race? Because he's been smashed off the boards down to 7 to 4. So what's going to
I know
happen?
one horse we didn't mention the last race, actually. Did you mention Rebels Romance? Did I miss that?
I didn't mention Rebels Romance. No.
Okay. Yeah, obviously
Um,
definitely got that chance. Um,
City of Troy. Does he win?
yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
I tried to win this many. It's the one that they want, and it's the one that keeps getting away from them. They've finished placed in it a couple of times.
Yeah.
With different things like Henry the Navigator, possibly Galileo. They've had a
Uh-huh.
couple of good at it. Um, but
7 to 4.
yeah, I mean,
Good
did you see?
draw.
I don't know if you've seen any of it. They did. He had a little trot out on the track yesterday. I think it was. I don't know if you saw it.
I didn't actually. No.
Yeah, and he looked totally comfortable. He wasn't changed his legs or
Well,
anything. He
he
looked
looked
absolutely
comfortable at
fine.
stubble, so it was always yeah.
Yeah.
So
Don't get me wrong, they weren't going any pace. He was just sort of skipping over in it, have a little mooch around.
hmm
Um, Stall free, good draw. So if he gets out and sits handy, um, yeah, as long as the track is no problem, then it's best horse in the world in it at the moment, surely. If he's on full form and there's no problem, he's just the best horse in the world, isn't he?
it's so funny because his form reads 1-1 ninth 1-1-1. So
Yeah, because of the
at
Guinness
ninth at
flop, but other
Newmarket
than
in the
that,
Guineas,
mm,
it's no. What I'm saying is it's so unexplainable. It's just because the
mm,
form either side of it. You know he's won a Group 1 either side of that. So it's not like he was building up to having the ability to win these races. He won either side. He won at Newmarket the time before, and then he won the Derby,
just
which
they're
is
animals, aren't they? They can have an off
yeah.
day, have a bad day.
Um, Anyway, look, what it's obviously this is a much more competitive scenario on the dirt over there, but looked more
Mm,
than comfortable at Southall when he had his jog out. You're saying he looked comfortable yesterday,
mm,
but if it goes and does this, then yeah, his dad was sixth in the race in 2000 at Belmont in 2001. It says here.
mm.
So at Galileo,
That would have been Galileo, I would have thought.
that was Galileo.
Um,
So Aidan O'Brien is 0 in 14 in this race. So
I'm
definitely is
trying
the
to think
one.
the closest he came. I can't remember the name of the horse. He had one that was second, but only just beaten ahead. I can't
Yeah,
remember what
yeah. It
it's
says here
called.
he's had a couple placed, so
Mm.
that is
Um,
interesting.
I don't know what this the second favourite is. This Fierceness from Todd Pletcher.
Seems to be on
Um,
a bit of a roll, that thing.
yeah,
Um,
won last year's Breeders' Cup Juvenile, back-to-back wins. Yeah, I mean, again, I
it
don't know
says
what they
here
are.
Coolmore have purchased his stallion rights.
Okay,
Interesting.
well, well,
So
just fine.
yeah, no, I think it's City of Troy's race. It's really hard to turn. It's really hard to turn your head elsewhere. It's got to be him.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's 7-4. I know it's a short price, but it's 7-4 the field. So I'd be taking it.
you've got
I'll
to
be doing a
justify it
little
because it's Sire, sorry, Justify was the American horse. I
justify.
think when
What
it
a horse for
Justify
Bob
win it.
Baffett, I think, was it?
Yeah, did it win it? I don't think it was ever beaten.
I don't
Um,
think it was. I'm not sure. I don't know. Talk to us about Justify,
um,
people. Unbeaten horse was that?
yeah, I don't think.
Um, and yeah, so it's going to be a good one. I'm going to be having a little double on the weekend, and that double will consist of City of Troy and JRRB that I spoke about just beforehand. So 6-1. Hmm?
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it is. So it's just just a little 18 to 1 double there.
Mm.
We've got the Fillies and Mares turf after that, which has got Cinderella's Dream for Appleby, Contents in it, but we don't really. There's not much to say on this one, really, is there? Sopranos in
No,
there.
no, I'm not gonna lie. I've not got much of an opinion on this one, to be honest.
The only opinion I had was I would have had an opinion on this because Lang was supposed to race in this race, however, has been declared a non-runner.
Oh no, Lang Lang, mate, just go back to the drawing board with that one.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'm
Um,
gone on that race, mate.
Jan Bruegel ruled out as well of
Oh,
the
in the
Melbourne
Melbourne
Cup.
Cup.
Oh
Have you gone straight onto that from? Hang on, we haven't finished this yet.
no, I know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah,
Oh,
sorry. Okay.
sorry, mate. Sorry.
Well, because we
What comes that?
yeah, of course we will. Yeah. Um, right, we
No,
fly.
go on. If you want to talk about it, go on.
No. To be fair, no, you're absolutely right. We're flying through, and I'm just trying to get all the. Here we go. The Breeders' Cup Mile. Um, so the Breeders' Cup Mile consists of Notable Speech being favourite, Porta Fortuna going for another Group One, mate.
Hmm.
Another Group One. But I do just want to quickly say there was a horse that had a point to prove last time out, and definitely did. However, looked in real need of the deeper ground. So Ramatil,
Yeah, I didn't going to say that.
yeah, Ramatil 4-1. But just I think probably should be a bigger price because firm ground, it doesn't look like this is what the horse wants. It's been beaten by Porta Fortuna, and if it was softer ground, I'd be with this horse, but it's not, and I
Yeah.
can't side with it. But I just wanted to mention that if there was a bit of rain about, I would be, but not in this case. I'm struggling to pick a winner in this one.
No, Porto Fortuna, absolutely solid form, mate. You cannot knock that form straight three Group Ones in it.
Yeah, it is.
The, the horse really is notable speech because
It
he's
is.
either brilliant or he's useless.
Yeah,
If he's on a brilliant day, he probably wins. He's got a good drawing six.
we like the
But
ground.
ground will be fine, but you
Yeah.
just don't know what you're getting. You just don't know which horse is going to turn up.
Yeah, you might agree with me. I think it's either if Notable Speech doesn't win, then you're probably looking at a bigger priced American horse, aren't you? That comes in at a price.
Yeah,
Um,
probably. I mean, I don't know what the is it Johannes? There's one four
Yep.
on the bow. Where's is that Japanese horse? Where's the Johannes? I don't know. Who's that? Might be wrong.
Geoglyph further down is the Japanese horse, I believe.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Um,
I believe so. So
but
I think,
yeah.
yeah,
Um,
but mark my words, if Noble Speech doesn't win, then it will be something at a bigger price
what
from
about Diego Velasquez for O'Brien and Ryan Moore?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that that horse was in it, which is interesting. But yeah, I don't know. Again, it's all about whether these horses are. It's a sharp track, so it's whether they're going to be okay with it or not. This is a very different style of racing for these horses.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm not sure. But to be fair, there'll be no ground concerns for Diego Velasquez. So we'll see.
No, normally wants better ground, so he's going to get that for sure. It's going to be no soft going in that
Yeah.
description.
And Diego Velasquez has they found the key to this horse over the last two races. So poor form, not poor form, but not the best form before that. But last two races he's won. So
Mm.
maybe something has unlocked, and 9-1. It's not a massive price, is it?
Mm.
So see. Also, mate, we're running out of time quickly. You know that.
Okay, quick, got to touch on Jan Bruegel because that is
Um,
disappointing. All the way over
well,
there.
yeah, for
That's
the Melbourne Cup, like goes over there and is a non-runner because of something in the vet certificate. Absolutely gutted,
mm.
gutted because I wanted to see the horse bow out for the season, but now I'm not going to. So
No,
absolutely gutted.
they're quite. They've got some funny rules, and they've been called out a couple of times for being too over stringent with their checks. Over there in Victoria at Melbourne,
Oh, really?
Cup, and they're just saying that it's like, yeah, they're just saying they're bad. They're bad. They rule a lot of horses out that come over. I don't know for what reason. I don't know what it is behind it.
Yeah,
But they seem to be very, very picky. But Aidan O'Brien did say one reason he is got to stay because it's a bloody long way to go. But he said it was a handicap block. I think he thought he was going to absolutely piss up.
yeah. Well, there you go.
Mm.
Mate, we've got to get into the British. Um,
Come on then, couple
Everybody,
last two
look,
jumps.
have a great time enjoying the. We're going to really enjoy Breeders' Cup weekend, but we do need to speak about a couple more races, so we've just got to get through these. So we've got the Ladbrokes Champion Chase over at Down Royal, 240 Saturday. Jerry Colomb is a hot favourite on this horse's return. You've got Envoy Allen. Hewitt's in here. Shark Han looking to land a couple of Group Ones before his ban starts, his reduced ban, I might add. Delta Work
Mm.
and Visionarian. Opinions on this, mate? You love this kind of race, and you know these horses very well.
Yeah, I obviously Jerry Colomb is a short price favourite, but it's every right to be because I actually think this horse is going to, and it's been a good horse over the last season or two, but I think it's going to be even stronger this year.
Hmm.
An 8 year old now, and I think he's really going to serve it up to everyone in the sort of 3 mile stay races. Hewitt is he's another one of those horses, and you're not sure what's going to turn up. He's either bang up for it and flies home at the end, or just sort of goes missing again. Envoy Allen, bit of a retrieval mission. But
Yeah.
Henry had started the season well, so you definitely won't rule it out.
Hmm.
After that, Delta Work and Visionarian, probably not. But Jerry Klom is every right to be that favourite.
Mm. Well, they're only paying two places in this. There's five runners, which is a real shame.
Mm.
And because of the form, I think I don't think you can give it to anybody else apart from Jerry Colomb. Super consistent. Gordon Elliott is in amazing form, mate.
I'd be surprised if he didn't win, put it that way.
Yeah, I'll be surprised.
Mm.
So look, let us know who you think is going to win, please. We then move on to the Charlie. Is it the Charlie Hall?
You've got the Bet365 hurdle first,
Of course you do. Yeah,
which
of
we
course you
can
do.
do, and
Yeah.
then we can talk about the Charlie Hall after. But
Uh,
again, we can get through these quickly.
right, Bet365 hurdle. You want to kick us off?
Yeah, funny old one. Again, we're in jump season now, but there's a lot of these horses that this is their first run of the season. we're not overly sure on
We don't
training
know.
form. We've got a little bit from the last couple of weekends, but a lot of these are sort of their first runs. The one I'd probably say is interesting is Thunder Rock. Generally runs well first time out. I think, in fact, I think the last two seasons, if I'm not mistaken, I've checked the form. I think it's won first time out for the last 2 years. So would probably have a good chance. Skeltons are in bloody red hot form, aren't they? Got Katera. Dashel Drasher, 11-4 favourite, 11-year-old now. I'm not sure if I'd be taking that.
Hmm.
And then you've got the Paul Nolan horse, which would probably have a good chance. The only slight thing with that, again, I'm just going to check it if I'm not mistaken. I
Hmm.
think the last few races it's been beaten 10 lengths, 10 lengths, and 7 lengths. So again, take that as you do. Twig is generally consistent, normally over fences, back over hurdles.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so and then the market it says it really because if you look at the first five in the betting, 11-4 to 6-1. So there's not a great deal between the first five in the betting.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
All
he's
Mankind races in that race so it's moved. Remember, All Mankind was with the
yeah,
Skeletons, is now with James Owen. Harry Cobham takes the ride. It's a small field. This horse bolts out from the front. Um, can I just say it? I know this sounds crazy, but go with me. I know this sounds really crazy. All Mankind, mark my words, is a big price in a small field. James Owen is a young up and coming trainer on fire. With Harry
does all
Cobden on it,
mankind want 3 miles though?
ask him. Ask him. No, probably not. But that's why it's 20 to 1.
So,
That's why it's
but
20 to 1. So the horse has
yeah,
changed stables and there's some sort of experiment going on here.
yeah.
So
There's one
um,
over 2.5 miles, so you never know. It,
you,
you
you
know,
you never know. It's a new yeah, it's an experiment, isn't it?
mm,
We've got a minute left.
right. Well, big one then. Charlie or Chase. Um, does Brave Man's Game win it 11-8?
No, no.
No,
Grey Dawning wins this race, mate.
against
There's a lot
Red
more to
Hot
come
Form,
from
aren't they?
Grey Dawning. He's the youngest horse in the race, and it jumps beautifully. If he gets into a rhythm, this Grey will be there miles ahead of the rest.
Fair
So,
enough.
mate, seriously, Grey
Yeah,
Dawning.
yeah, I don't know about Brave Man's Game either.
I think it's just on the wind down now. Brave Man's Game.
Ultra consistent, but Conflated may run a race at a price.
Good stayer.
I think their price is gone now. I think it's 92 now. So French Dynamite won last time out. Real
Yeah.
Whacker wants to save his best for Cheltenham. Um, Probably couldn't have the other two. Hang in there, maybe. Could sneak a place. Was
Mm.
there 7 runners? Oh, it's annoying. So there's only 2 places, only 7 runners.
Right, sorry about that, everybody. We cut out, but we're just coming back in for the outro, really, because we just finished up with the chase, and we've covered everything, mate, haven't we?
Mm, maybe not in
Uh,
as great detail,
No,
but
we just
we've
wanted to
done.
get something out there just
Yeah.
to say that we haven't forgotten about everybody. We just haven't been able to get into the studio, so we'll be in there next week. So this is really just a stopgap, and just to let you know that we are still very much here. Let us know your thoughts and comments on what we've spoken about today on each of the race. Everybody enjoy an amazing Breeders' Cup weekend. We're both in the camp of City of Troy. And when it comes to the English races, there's a hell of a lot of action going on there as well. So it's going to be a great weekend of racing, mate.
It will be, yeah. So yeah, like I say, let us know. Apologies, if some of this has frozen, because like I say, my internet has been very frustrating. But look, enjoy the racing, enjoy your weekends.
Yeah, enjoy it, everybody. And we'll see you on the next podcast.